Reflections of the Roth family structure. There we are, at first glance a well-dressed, smiling, happy family celebrating the Christmas holiday. However, let's take a deeper look at what this photo is actually showing us about my family structure and reflect on the hidden family secrets. Well, let's start simple. Who exactly are we looking at? Well, that's my brother BJ. He's 20 in this picture. My baby brother Scott, who is 18. My mom, you don't really need to know her age. And me, I'm 21. We're in front of the Christmas tree in front of my grandfather's church, where we always go for Christmas Eve service. Yet, are those things really what I needed to tell you about this picture? Because regardless of if you know me or not, you probably would have been able to piece together a similar storyline. It seems like a classic configuration of the American holiday. Everyone's dressed up nice, posing in front of the Christmas tree. You get the idea and perception of what we are like. So, I don't want to focus on what you know or what you assume by first glance, but rather decode the photo through my recollection of the event. Photographs are evidence, material for interpretation, waiting to be solved, decoded, and read. This is what Annette Kern has to say about family photos in her piece called "She'll Always Be Your Little Girl." Trying to decipher the meaning behind a photo has stretched my concept and initial view of what it means to have your photo taken at the holiday time. In this interpretation, I want to focus on the importance of holidays and the role that they play in the construction of the photographs taken. I feel it's very typical for families to gather together during the holidays in celebration. Personally, for me and my family, that's a time when we're expected to go to Grammy and Papa's church because it's what they want to do and what makes them happy. There is always this big production about being on time and looking proper. There seems to be an added emphasis on the aspect of appearance. In Hirsch's reading, it speaks to how oftentimes photographs, I believe even more so during holiday times, promotes this fantasy conception that everyone's the same, specifically that everyone's family is the same. I would like to think that all families struggle through picking out their Christmas Eve outfit that they really don't want to wear, that makes them feel uncomfortable, and only comes out once a year. Clearly, however, all you see is people being jolly, smiling, and giving hugs, wishing others the very best. So what's the significance of taking this yearly photo in front of the Christmas tree? Is it for those who are outside the frame? For those who do not get captured within those frame walls? When reflecting back on the photo, is it that exact moment in time we are capturing? Standing in front of the church on Christmas Eve, smiling, kind of fake happiness, while posed in proper positions? Is it that Christmas that you remember? No, not at all. Yet photos are taken to represent happy occasions, regardless of the implications or troubles actually occurring behind the freezed frame. When I stare at this photo, I remember a couple things. I remember my brothers making a comment about my clothes before leaving the house and making me change into something else that I was wearing, and then making a comment about how I looked so much older. I remember no one really wanting to be there and going only to make my grandparents happy, and how my grandmother was fishing around her purse the whole service looking for gloves that she actually left in the car. I see how we had gone through the week with no power, and how our house was cold and dark. Everyone was miserable and just about had enough with each other. I remember how I just returned from South Africa, wanting nothing more than to return to those who I left behind. I know the people who are missing from the picture, which rips my heart a little more, knowing that this family picture is missing a part of the original family unit, and that is my father. He has not appeared in these pictures for over 5 or 6 years now. However, if you're looking at this photo, it seems as though we are living this flawless life through the construction of the frame placed around the photo. There is much more that seeps through the lens that doesn't get captured or frozen for others to observe. Holidays bring out the photographs which seem to reflect a life speaking of a truth different than your own. So I ask you to reflect on your own family photos and wonder what is captured beyond those four sides that creates a structure around that image.